Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and this is the video that needs to be made. No one else is going to make it here in the YWC. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of wannabe what culture, wannabes, basically. And all they do is scrounge around looking for easy videos where they could get a thumbs up and to please all the marks here in the YWC. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to do what I've done here in the YWC for what's been like 5 years already. And that's tell the truth. It's a lost art. And many of you people, you should try it sometime. Try it sometime, telling the truth, saying how you really feel, giving your actual opinion and not the opinion that will please others. So this Kenzo Suzuki wannabe, shitcake Nakamurphy. I know there's people out there that complain when I say his name like that. If people need to get a sense of humor, for God's sakes, taking wrestling seriously. This is where the marks lose my respect. And, first of all, you get no respect. Wrestling fans want respect. You're not going to get respect for liking a fake form of entertainment, first of all. You watch wrestling, congratulations. You watch Japanese wrestling, well, that's sad, but congratulations. You're like your man over there, Meltzer Magoo, having a fixation, a yellow fever, an oriental fetish. It's sick-minded. It's weird. You like to waste your time watching Japanese wrestling. So I was watching SmackDown and I saw, Nakamurphy doing a big belly to back to John Cena. He flips John Cena like way too fucking high up. Cena, spills out right onto his neck. And the marks, you have people like me who are like shocked and scared for Cena. This is a living, breathing human being. If you ask the marks here in the YWC, the Cena haters, they'll tell you he's inhuman. He's, a guy that likes to bury others. But meanwhile, you have Cena over here willing to take this move to put over Nakamurphy. He's willing to risk his neck, putting his neck on the line literally, and that's exactly what Nakamurphy does. He ends up flinging this dude over his shoulders, banging him right on his neck, risking paralysis, possible death. And, what's the response I get in my SmackDown review? Oh, and I go on to Meltzer's little podcast. It was a reposting of it. He's talking to Brian Alvarez. They're talking about the SmackDown match. And, they're saying what a great match it is. They're talking about it like it's a positive match. Oh, it was a stiff match. That's what all the marks, that's all they care about. As if it was a stiff match, if it was a match that had, shots to the head. As long as somebody risks injury, it's all good in the hood with the marks. They love the marks. They love, seeing a guy almost break his freaking neck. That's just all well and dandy with them. No one's condemning Nakamurphy. Just like they refused to condemn Seth Rollins when he ended Sting's career. Where's the mention of that? This man did a power bomb to Sting at Night of Champions. And what do you get? You get a bunch of people praising Seth Rollins for carrying Sting to a great match. They praise the man for ending the career of a freaking legend. Not only, and they still continue to make this guy a star, Seth Rollins. I'll never forget that. Seth Rollins might be a talented guy. This guy could do some great things in the ring. He could sell pretty well when he wants to, when he feels like it, if it's that day of the week or that time of the year. Last time I seen him sell anything was against Triple H, but he was still climbing the top rope, him and Slayer. I'm not even getting, that's separate. I've already talked really enough about Seth Rollins. Like I said, I like him, for him being so athletic, but this guy ended another man's career. But he didn't get condemned for it. Didn't get punished or anything like that. In fact, he went on to win more titles, if anything. A great job for ending the career of a Hall of Famer. Seth, let me shake your hand. You would never see this back in the day. This guy would have, been the black sheep of the locker room. If this was back when the Undertaker was running the locker room, or Benoit was running the locker room, this guy would have, he would have been like all the way down here. They probably would have had to release the guy. He probably just wouldn't be able to get along with the boys in the back. But now, from what you hear in all these dirt sheets, and it's even played out, these are some immature wrestlers. They don't understand really how to work a match. You see how much the style has changed, and you have goofballs saying this. I was watching Wrestling with Regret, and I liked the man's videos, but a while back he says, the work in the ring is way better now than it was back during the Attitude Era. Really? Just because you get more suicide dives and more flips over the top rope, it's better? I hate to tell you, but that stuff was being done by Jeff Hardy back in 1999, folks. It's not exactly some new concept, doing a suicide dive or doing a fucking tope or some shit. No, it's nothing new. Doing a moonsault, that's so 1996. They've been doing that shit forever. But because you've got a large influx of it, suddenly the work rate is better. Nobody sells. Nothing really looks real anymore. You could obviously now tell 100% that this is goddamn fucking fake. But we're praising it. And we honor people who injure others, basically. Because look, Nakamurphy, he's not going to get his SummerSlam title shot taken away from him. No, in fact, he's going to be praised. Oh, Cena put him over great by putting his neck on the line. And why do we pretend like this is okay? Somebody says in my SmackDown review, guys like this take these moves all the time. They always get flung on their neck. This is just the Japanese style. And I've said it time and time again. This is not Japan. You want to be like Dave Meltzer, and you want to transform all the American wrestling into Japanese wrestling, where everybody works this dangerous, stiff style. You take a look at Japan, and you see all the injuries that have mounted up over the years. And, of course, all the fans, all the nerds, and all the dorks here in the YWC, they might not know about these injuries, or they might just be trying to keep quiet about them. Because most of them have a pretty big encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling, because that's all they do with their time. So let's talk a bit about this guy, Misha. I forget how to say his name. Mishaharu Misawa. I think that's how you say his name. This is a man who died in the ring by taking a wrestling move during a tag match. I believe it was 06 or 07, something like that. And do you know what move Misawa died from? I'm surprised that all the wrestling journalists aren't discussing this, because it's just like this, when it comes to political news, it's the same exact thing. If the outlet doesn't feel like reporting on it, like CNN, it's the past. Oh, we're not going to go to the past. But those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. They don't learn from the past. They're doomed to repeat it. You could say it that way as well. Misawa, this popular Japanese wrestler, died after taking a belly-to-back suplex from another careless, dangerous wrestler. And of course, wherever it was on my video, there was a bunch of people saying that there was no problem with the move. But I go on to Meltzer's podcast on YouTube and I make a comment and I get attacked by a bunch of lunatics. And they say to me, "Oh, this is the way how Japanese guys wrestle." Oh, is it? I'm sure they still do the same moves, but this is what you want. WWE was once prided as being one of the safest wrestling companies because they only hired the pros that knew what they were doing and could put on the best matches without having to resort to, big, dangerous high spots every 2 seconds. That these guys could actually work a safe, entertaining, good match. So Misawa dies from the exact same move that shitcake Nakamurphy gave to Cena, and no one's discussing it. Nobody is drawing those parallels. Nobody wants to make that comparison. Nobody is commenting on it. Nobody is writing a blurb about it. It doesn't get mentioned. And I need to ask, how is that possible? You have all these goofballs. You have thousands, I don't know if there's that many, and probably, if you count everybody, thousands of people in the YWC, double the amount in the entire IWC. All these people, Brian Alvarez, Meltzer Magoo, Wade Keller, all these Mamalukes, James Caldwell, does he even work at PW Torch anymore? I don't know. But all these people that get all the views and get all the subscriptions and everything, and congratulations, these guys are making a buck. Good for them. I'm sure there's a lot of people, and they always resort, if you criticize somebody, you're automatically jealous. I guess I'm jealous then. But the thing is, if they want to act like journalists and they want to act like they're the authority on wrestling, and they want to make like their opinion matters, then condemn these motherfuckers who are injuring other people. And when you've got Nakamurphy doing the same move, we almost had a Misawa incident all over again. The same exact thing. And also, let's talk about the other Japanese wrestler, Hayabusa, right? However the hell you said his name. The guy was in FMW. He was in, I think, New Japan. This guy was, extremely popular. He used to do these crazy ass moonsaults and spinning maneuvers. The guy was breathtaking in the ring. I mean, it was crazy. There was a match, I believe, with him and someone else against RVD and Sabu in ECW. For a while, there was an ECW, FMW trade-off. For anybody who doesn't know, it was Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. I know a little bit about the Japanese guys, even if I don't know how to properly pronounce their crazy-ass names. But this guy did an Asahi moonsault, which, for those who don't know, what is a move where you jump to the second rope and you backflip. Basically, it's a lion salt, and I think he did it on the outside. The guy ended up breaking his neck and ended up in a wheelchair, and I believe the guy was in the same, I believe he's still in the same, state of health. I don't know. It's like he confined to a wheelchair. This is the Japanese style, right, guys? Nothing's wrong with it. And they're blaming Cena. They said, oh, it's on Cena because he thought he was going to take a normal move where he was going to land just on his back like a normal suplex. So, they said that, he tucked his chin in. Okay, well, then, first of all, let me ask you a question. Do you really think a guy like Cena, this veteran that's been in this company and been in the business now for how long? Like close to 20 years now? You really think that this guy would make such a stupid mistake? I really highly doubt that. I don't think he'd make that mistake. And if he did, I mean, the thing is, like, Nakamurphy, he, like, fucking tossed this dude, like, haphazardly across the ring. I mean, I've never seen anything so retarded in my life. And everyone's blaming Cena. Blame the guy who almost got his neck broke. The YWC, classy as always. You know, and I'm sure if Cena ended up paralyzed in the wheelchair like Draws, you know, there's another wrestler, right? You know, a power bomb. You know, are we gonna sit around and blame Draws? I mean, you have all these wrestlers that either died, got paralyzed, ended up in a wheelchair, unable to walk due to spinal injuries or neck injuries. And you're going to sit there on your high horse on your computer, you stupid, dumb nerds, and you're going to criticize these athletes, these people who put their bodies on the line for your entertainment. You don't even deserve to be entertained. These wrestlers should call you out for, you know, just how sad you are. You know, that you want these wrestlers to fall on their neck every night. It doesn't matter to you if they go home the next night able to walk. As long as you are entertained, that's all you sick-minded freaks care about. And that was made evident by Meltzer Magoo. Because that, as long as Meltzer Magoo could fall asleep at night dreaming of fuckboy Balor, you know, and dreaming about you know, Japanese sexy men like Nakamurphy. It's all good with Meltzer. It's all good in the book of Meltzer Magoo. All good. That's all he cares about. You know, just as long as Meltzer's entertained, just as long as he could give the match 5 stars, it's all good with Meltzer. Doesn't care that Cena almost broke his neck so he could be entertained and be overjoyed that the fact that Nakamurphy is going to SummerSlam. I mean, my God, I've never seen, you know, just for anyone who's not familiar with Magoo, go on to Meltzer's podcast and just look at how sick and bloodthirsty these maniacs truly are. I mean, I'm getting attacked for condemning a man for almost breaking another's neck. Not only that, but a guy who has made a lot of money for this company. He has made quite a bit of money for this entire company and for many other wrestlers. And he does, you know, Cena should be credited. He put over Kevin Owens, for God's sakes. He put over a whole bunch of people to the point where it doesn't even matter anymore if he loses. So, but everybody blames Cena. Cena deserves to get tossed on his neck, nearly breaking it, because Cena buries everybody. I don't like Cena. I want the Japanese and indie guys only. You know, so it doesn't matter. I mean, you had a bunch of cuckoo birds just, you know, praying that, you know, and I could tell that they were praying that Cena was going to get hurt. And I used to see it all the time when Cena would get injured. People would actually be overjoyed. How sick can you be that you would actually want a man to get injured? And how sick is it that these people are making like, oh, it's everyday life, so I walk into Japan, not just the wrestling ring, but I'll just walk through the streets. Is this part of Japanese culture? Hey, you want some sushi? Whoa! Just throwing people with belly-to-back suplexes. I mean, what? Like what? It's the most sick thing I've ever seen in my life. That this guy gets tossed around and you have people berating him. Like, why are they berating Cena? They think he took a move wrong. They won't ever stop for 1 minute to think that maybe Nakamurphy is dangerous in the ring like Seth Rollins. But that, no, people still want to da, 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 da. As long as they could do that, Every single time he comes out like a bunch of dork, that's all they care about. Like I said, they only care about being entertained. People's healths, people's livelihoods, going home to their family, being able to feed themselves and bathe themselves. That doesn't matter to the wrestling fans. They don't care for 1 minute because you see how it is, how it's always been. Draws gets paralyzed. It's, oh, forget about Draws. Let's go on to the next. I can't wait for the next dangerous spot in wrestling so I can be entertained. Misawa dies in Japan. Oh, we're still going to toss each other around and kick each other's in the head until the cows come home. Not a damn thing changes. See, the thing is, I have no interest in seeing these guys get injured. Why does it please people to see others getting tossed on their fucking neck? And then, like if anybody tries to say anything about it, they just blame it on Cena. Cena is the victim in this situation. And people want to shame the victim. What a bunch of fucking lunatics. I don't know, but guys, Nakamurphy sucks. Let's just pretty much end it right there. This guy, he's a garbage wrestler. Let's be perfectly honest. He has a bit of charisma, but in the ring, this guy is a dangerous lunatic. And that's all I needed to see was this guy going, whoa, just throwing Cena like a sack of fucking potatoes, like he was nothing, throwing him like a goddamn football. And Cena's like there trying to sell it, and fucking the Kenzo Suzuki wannabe just goes totally out of control and does way too much. And everybody is praising him like he's the best wrestler ever. Give me an argument, people, for this video. Why is Nakamurphy such a great wrestler? Why is this guy worthy of a championship title run? Why should he be the star of this company? Because he's Japanese? Because you want him to be the first ever Japanese champion? Is that what you want? Is that the only reason? Because you want to be like Magoo? You want WWE to become one big fucking Tokyo Dome? That's all you care about? Go get yourselves a ticket to Japan, for fuck's sakes. You already have Japanese wrestling in Japan. You can watch it on Access TV. Why does WWE, the biggest company in the world with all the rich history of the Hulk Hogan's, Macho Man's, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's, why do we have to infest this place with that garbage form of entertainment? Japanese strong style. Oh, I'm strong. And there was another argument that somebody tried to make on the podcast to me. Oh, that's just Japanese strong style. What is strong style? What the hell is that crap? I'm so sick of hearing that term. It's strong style. I love it. He's the king of it. Okay, first of all, Nakamurphy is not really a king. There's, no kings anymore. This type of royalty doesn't really exist in the world anymore. There really isn't any monarchies left. He's not a real king, just like Neville's not really the king of the cruiserweights. It's imaginary. But I'm actually having a full-grown adult actually attacking me on YouTube, actually telling me the reason why Nakamurphy's allowed to get away with almost killing a man in the ring is because he's the king of strong style. I am sorry, but you have to come up with a better argument than that. That doesn't exactly cut it. You can't just say, oh, he's the king of strong style, and not expected to be looked at as a freaking lunatic. And someone who's like looking at this product as if it were real. He's not the king of strong style. It's just a group of very, very nerdy writers who are catering to a specific niche group of fans called marks. And they are trying to please these marks as hard as they can so they can sell a t-shirt that says Nakamurphy, King of Strong Style. That is the only reason they called him that. Because they knew you goofballs were going to get emotionally attached to that nickname. Just like, what the hell is that guy in NXT, Johnny Giordano, or whatever the hell his name is, the guy that got power bombed off the table, and you had a bunch of marks in the parking lot crying over this tag team breaking up. And I remember hearing about it. I was like, who? Like, I'd never even heard of them because I stopped watching NXT, that wannabe ROH garbage, long time ago. It's been a while since I've watched it. Because all the matches started to blend together and look exactly the same. And I remember where I saw them all. They were all in Ring of Honor, and they were better in Ring of Honor, by the way. So there you go. There's my opinion. Go ahead and dislike the video if you feel that you need to. But you damn well know deep down, if you have a brain in that little pea-sized head of yours, you know that what I'm saying is true. I've given you the facts. You already had one guy dying from a move like that in the past. And you're going to sit there and you're going to excuse it because you love Nakamurphy. And maybe you're like Magoo. Maybe what you like is going to bed at night dreaming of these wrestling matches with dangerous moves. I don't know. I guess you are like him. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of people that came and attacked me. The minute I opened my mouth, on the comment boards and started saying that, posing the idea, I think that Nakamurphy is dangerous. He tried to kill Cena in the ring with a move, and people wanted to attack me. One guy says he's the king of strong style. The other guy says this is how they wrestle in Japan. Well, if that's the way they wrestle in Japan, they might as well just get it over with early and bring knives to the ring and just stab each other. Because, I mean, instead of just doing something so painful as crushing somebody's neck, you might as well just put them out of their misery a lot earlier. Because if this is the future of wrestling, throwing people around on their necks. We're not going to have guys lasting for more than a couple of months if this is the type of matches that we're going to get for now. Anyway, guys, think about it. I know a lot of you are going to attack me anyway on this. Go right ahead. But to all those people that have brains, Nakamurphy is garbage, and you know it. All right. This is your YWC champ signing out.